In breaking Bachelor news, Zoe grew a personality. Carolina is really on our list. And Grant, I need you to do something resembling anything that a Bachelor would do. Welcome to Showmance, the only show on the internet that does deep dives on shows with no depth. Hey guys.
Benvenido.
How long have you been working on that one?
It just literally flew out of my mouth right now.
That's worth a like and subscribe from somebody.
I think it was because you just said Carolina. So when you started talking about Carolina, I start being like, what are her nicknames going to be today?
That's pretty funny. But also, I just fixed your mic and now it's back to the way what happened there.
Because if you want it the way that you want it, it's like, so is that okay?
No.
Okay, then don't. No. Because we've done this before and it's literally blocking my whole face.
Well, no, we're just going to do one of these numbers right quick.
As I had said.
You actually are okay.
Okay.
Guys, it's a family show. We don't even curse anymore.
It's a family show.
We don't curse any less
with
either.
Teenagers. One of our people that didn't like our cursing came back and they
said thank you.
They did.
I know, so sweet.
Thank you.
We did that for you, real honestly, legit.
Yeah, and it only takes like an extra 2 hours
people.
to go through all of it again and make sure I didn't miss any.
Listen,
Just for you.
it's fine.
You're worth. That's not making it in.
Anywho,
Top of the Pops.
yeah.
Okay, don't sass me.
Who's asked?
Natalie
You
sassed
did a
me. She
sass
gave me
already?
this.
Minutes in and we're sassy.
Like, listen, we're going to keep doing Bachelor for the 4 of you watching. We need some enthusiasm. Like a cyclist needs like people on the sidelines, like handing them drinks and whatever. Like we need some to know that you're out there if you are.
Yeah. Listen, there might be a retraction segment that we're going to need to add to our TV programs.
Oh, okay.
And I'll go first, then you guys can go. I might have been a little bit wrong about Rose. And also Maria Conchita Gonzalez. I have some things to say about Maria, but I think I was wrong about Rose.
Carolina
Who's
Conchita.
Maria?
I think
You mean
Maria
Caroline?
Conchita Gonzalez.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sorry. We're on a first name basis now. Not her real name though.
Not a real
But I think we
name.
are getting. I was thinking this while I was watching. I was like, I think we're getting to a real first name basis stage in the show where the nicknames can go by the wayside.
Yeah.
So Carolina. Yeah, I got some stuff to say about her. I'm not totally off on her, but
What
No.
are you waiting for? You and Grant
I know.
are the
Listen,
only 2 men in America that are still, or people in America that are still like, nah, I think she's got potential.
And she's like gone now.
not
No,
Rose.
Carolina.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He said he's not fully out on Carolina. That's why I'm saying I think it's you and
I
Grant are
mean,
the
pretty close. I don't.
What are you waiting for her to put a live grenade down your pants?
Well, listen, Courtney, stay tuned and you'll find out.
Okay.
But listen, I was wrong about Rose, and I can't remember who made the comment. I should have looked it up.
Last week, Nat and I both said justice for Rose.
Yeah.
Yeah, we named the episode "Justice for Rose."
Yeah, listen, and you're
also,
all right.
If only someone had said to him, "You're coming in hot on a scene you don't even remember watching."
I think you did say that.
Dude, I'm telling you.
That's up. And secondly, Rose. To just go take that and rub it in some chick's face.
I don't think that's what
I don't
happened.
think that's what happened.
Okay, but can I
bet
set
it
the
is.
stage?
I know.
Because
I really,
she said it. She's like, we were comparing notes, and I wanted to bring the heat. And so she said that thing to make this girl feel bad.
Listen, you're coming in hot
as I should.
off a scene that you don't even remember. So
F her for going and being like using it as a weapon, weaponizing what he said to make some other girl feel bad. No thanks.
I don't think Rose was trying to be like, this is what he said
I
to me.
agree.
Wow, someone said that to you and like you still like went pretty hardcore on her.
Yeah, I think this actually. I'm going to roll this into some of the other episodes.
Intuition is wrong.
That's why they say it's a woman's intuition. So you petting the cat is the best revenge anyone could have.
Whatever.
Karma is a cat purring in my lap.
Yeah.
Okay, I just am going to roll this into other episodes that we do, because there are definitely times where you will come at Natalie and I being like, no, you're wrong. And I'm thinking to myself, I don't want to be that person, but I'm 100% positive that this is what happened in the scene. And now I'm going to just call you out a little more, Miguelites.
Far away.
He doesn't just go, you guys are wrong. He'll go, God, you guys are such idiots.
I only
can't
said
believe
that
we're breathing the
one
same air. This is so embarrassing.
Why are you guys the worst at recapping things,
Okay. Do
you
at
guys
remembering
even have
things?
Ears?
That's not
what I
even
said. I said you're the worst at remembering integral scenes, and the rest of these comments, they all stay in my head. So I don't want to hear anything about.
That's how bad he feels it, is that they're like laser beaming out of his eyes.
Whatever.
Where it's like there's captions coming out of his
we have
ears.
subtitles
I know
on your
exactly what you're
eyes.
thinking.
I'll start pulling comments. There's like 2 people that are on my side.
And the rest
Whatever.
are with us. We
Just
see
on
you
Rose.
and we appreciate you. Okay.
So Rose is getting a second chance by me.
But she's off the show, so
Well,
yeah.
she would've got a second
Rose,
chance.
if only you'd stayed, Rose,
Yeah.
you could have gotten this sweet, sweet redemption from
Too bad for
this
Rose.
idiot.
Too
Wait, I
bad.
thought it was great that she realized, you know what? This isn't right for me anymore. What happened really put a dent in whatever it was that we
Yeah.
were building, and I'm just going to see my way out of here. And it made me like her even more. Also, she has gorgeous skin.
She's gonna do great in
Oh,
Horror
Bachelor
Island.
yeah.
See you in Paradise, Queen. That's what I'm gonna
Yes.
say every time someone leaves that I like. I'm gonna say, "See you in Paradise, Queen."
Oh, Pratima, what's her name? Not Pratima.
Parisa.
Prisa. See you in Paradise, Queen.
yeah. He gave you a parting gift of a rock. Thank God he let you go
you
off
know-
into your life and live your life. Bring your cat to Paradise. I bet you Wells wouldn't mind babysitting.
Yeah.
When you're like real biz.
Dude, that would be.
More pussy in paradise.
Yeah, that would be the best horror island of all time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another retraction. If we're on the retraction train
Listen,
with the top of the
we
pops.
got to be honest with the people.
Zoe, no longer the villain.
Zoe's a walking identity crisis.
It's like Zoe went to sleep, grew a conscience and kind of a personality. Not a full personality, but she's getting there. And who she was this week when she was talking to Grant, I'm thinking to myself, I wish this is who you started off as.
Yeah.
From the very beginning. I like this girl. This girl is interesting. This girl seems like I would have a drink with her. The person she was before was awful.
Are we talking about Sob Story Girl? Not hating on it, but Sob Story Girl.
Yeah, when she was just talking like she was
yeah.
adopted with her sister and
Everyone called her ugly and no one was her friend.
yeah, and she was like one of, 3 black girls or black people in her town. Now I know who you are and you're not just coming in saying, I'm going to steal this time because there are no rules here and I'm not here to make friends. It's like, girl, it's not even here to make friends, just here to be a decent person. But clearly she was just coming, letting her, pain enter the room before she did. It's just never a good look. I just think if you could be who you are genuinely from the beginning, it's what you said last week. You catch more flies with honey than you do with vinegar.
I think that she came from a place of pageantry to where it was like eye on the prize. I got to look out for me. It's all about like self-sustainability, like self-sustaining, whatever. And then she's like learned the concept of girl's girl amongst this group of women. I think it just, anyway, if that's all it took, it was she's a quick learner.
Well,
But,
she
like,
did go to Duke.
Maybe that's, maybe that
Very
was
smart.
it, like just coming from a place of like always being in competition with other girls. And like with pageants, like maybe it just is more cutthroat in that way. And then but this is just a very specifically good group of women in this house. Like they're not always all this good, So I think that they helped her.
I might get behind that. You got me on that last statement. But I did say, I think now I'm going back to my original statement in the first episode that we did is it's the Golden Bachelor effect. Is that the Goldens are making the young kids kind of be like, maybe we shouldn't be total assholes to each other.
I would love to think that's true.
I do too. And I'm going to think that it's true.
Okay, me too.
That's all we have to do.
Yeah.
It's called manifestation or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's your department.
You're also a horrible villain. So like you got that out of your system and
now you can just be a good
now you can just be a good person.
But what if she was like, listen, I know that most people come on this show looking for the love of their life and it's super real and they never find it, but not on this show anyways. But like, what if like some people come on this show and they're like, oh, I could be I could be I could go far. I could be in that universe, right?
Yeah.
What if she came on thinking like, I think I could nail the villain just to play the game.
That's what
it and then was like, I don't know if I like this or this isn't working or like these girls are like, when she said like, you guys aren't girl, but then she was like, actually, they totally are.
Yeah.
You know, maybe, and had that transition of like, I don't want to do this. I'm going to be me and be a normal person. Not a normal person, but you know what I mean?
No, just like be who I am and be kind and thoughtful and all of that stuff. Now I'm here for her. Now I actually would like to see her get a hometown. I think they do have a good connection. She really bounced up on my scorecard when she became just, like you said, not a normal person, just not a villain, not out for blood.
Yeah.
Is Zoe still a work in progress though? Because when she got on the bull and stole Alex's technique.
Rome wasn't built in a day.
That's what I'm saying. Like she's a work in progress. She's a whip. Zoe Whip.
Like I kept thinking you should have gone last, Alex, because that technique is so perfect.
Yeah.
But then while Zoe was on there, somebody, whoever was, it had to be Jesse, said that she was on the varsity like boys wrestling team in high school.
Yeah.
And at that moment, I was like, she might have thought of that technique before Alex did. Like she probably saw the bull and was like, I'm going to half Nelson that motherfucker.
An engineering major, right, at Duke.
But that was like, totally.
So I just feel like between engineering and wrestling, she's like, I got this.
She's probably figured it out way before. But either way,
that she was on a wrestling team, that should honestly be illegal. Not because I have any issues with like sports, but like intramural sports. But coming from a huge wrestling family, I have seen every wrestler wrestle, and there is so much nut grabbing and just putting your finger by their buttholes to get them like nervous. Listen, all I'm saying is I still, having watched it in my entire life, look at it and go, oh my God, stop. Like, this is horrible. And it's two dudes. So like, what do they care? If a chick is in there, like that's just a lawsuit waiting to happen. I think like day one, like match 1, point 1, all of it. It's no good.
Mm-hmm.
No good.
The lawsuit's only coming when Zoe beats your ass.
That's exactly right.
It's probably going to be Zoe that's going to slip that finger.
Yes, exactly. She's going to be nut
grabbing your nuts and tapping your ass.
Exactly right.
Like, deal with it.
First date of the week was with Dina, who we all really like, but Dina. I'm just going to say it. Zero chemistry between the two of them for me.
Because she's too self-sustaining. She's too independent.
I agree.
The squeaky wheel gets oiled with Grant. You gotta you gotta either be like just like super demure and like. I think that even the reason that Juliana is having such a banner time with him is because she's like when she was talking about the thing with Carolina, which we get to later, and she's just like. She's not appreciating time that like we would all die to have with you. Like she's still on that. What is that word?
Subservient.
That word. Parisa handled her business. Chloe handled her business.
Yep.
Natalie handled her
Basketball
business.
player, first episode, handled her business.
Yeah.
Handled his business.
Yeah. If you're going to be good, like he doesn't know what his role is there. And I recognize that because I'm a codependent. So like if you aren't an addict or if you don't like have a million things that you like need me for, I don't know how to do this. Like I only have this one note.
That's why we're so good together.
Yeah. And you need me for so many things.
So many things. I can't do
nothing. So many things. But no, it's true. I think you and Grant have that similarity.
Yeah. That's like game recognized game.
Totally. I think he appreciates her. I think he looks at her thinking, wow, what an interesting life I would have with this chick because she is so independent, self-sufficient, brings home the bacon, all this kind of stuff. And I think he has zero interest in it. And their chemistry is just so flatlined for me.
I know. And she's pretty banging.
There's a bunch of pretty people, and then there's like
a Beverly.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Beverly is that textbook.
But those types of looks, there's some, like you either like them or you're not, like it's a 50-50.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, no, he's not into like a little blonde booby girl. Yeah. But I also just think that she glows. Like she's so sweet and like she's trying and she's putting herself out there. And like even again later on with Carolina, like don't agree, but how lovely.
No, she's so sweet.
Yeah.
She's a good person.
So it's a bummer that Grant just like needs to be needed in a way that the women that like you would hope to have in a real partner and like could have the best life with, like, I don't know. It's a bummer. I hope that you realize that about yourself sooner than later, you know?
Well, how about this?
If you've got a pattern of choosing women that need you to serve and protect, you know, and that's all.
But here's the thing. I'm not even mad at that because we all have our thing, right?
Yeah.
Of what we want. Like you were just saying, codependent game, recognized
I'm not
codependent
proud
game.
of that though. Like I'm saying that is not something to aspire to have, you know?
But let's just say.
Not because there's
Lucky for me.
with you. You know what I'm saying?
But let's just say the cake is baked. This is who he is, right?
Yeah.
I think this gets into my bigger note for this season, specifically with Grant. I need Grant to give me more. I need him to do stuff that a bachelor should be doing. I'm not seeing him emote. Yes, he got a little emotional at the end of this episode, which made me so happy because I was thinking, finally, you're feeling something. But I don't know. What are your dreams? What are your desires? What do you want your life to look like? When Joey was the bachelor, Joey, and then who was the cute guy, Matt James or whatever, who was the bachelor during one of the COVID times? He just broke up with his girlfriend, Rachel. Anyway, both of these guys I felt were really good about talking about how Matt would say, you know, my mom was a single mom when she was raising me. And Joey saying, my biggest fear is that the person I pick isn't going to pick me back.
Yeah.
They were talking about insecurities that they had. They were talking about, you know, stuff that is relatable to all of us that makes us feel closer to you in these one-way relationships we have on you that make us want to do deep dives on you because it's interesting because I can say, oh, I experienced that, or I dated a guy who, you know, had this same issue. And now all of a sudden I feel like I know who you are and I can pick a different, like a partner for you based on the pick of chicks that, you know, the group of chicks that you have there, but he's not giving us any of that. So even if he was right for Dina and Dina was right for him, I wouldn't know because he's not showing us anything about him.
That's so Grant. I'm a day trader. We're doing a finance class. I'm just going to sit over here.
And it's one thing if you want to, you know, coast under the radar, but not to be the bachelor.
Yeah.
You got to step up.
Yeah. And ABC, this is on you too. You're choosing these turds.
And we haven't had one shirtless shower scene.
Yeah.
We found out why.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't found out. We guessed why. I think he's got like a full sleeve and chest of tattoos. Which
he totally has tats everywhere, but
yeah, ABC's not putting that on.
Wow.
And depending on what the tattoos are, of course.
Got it.
I don't know if they're crazy, but like I don't think ABC's putting full tatted dudes
on. Upside down cross on his back.
Right.
You can only do it if it's
Slayer
like
tattoo on his chest or something.
Like if it's one giant tattoo. I remember a million years ago there was a guy who was the bachelor who ended up picking no one. It had never happened before. It was wild. And he had a giant cross, full pectoral.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, it was like this. It was huge.
Yeah.
But that's Jesus. So
the 11th commandment.
Jesus Christ.
So yeah, so that's my take on their date. I was bored senseless because I just don't feel anything from them.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wonder, as you were saying that, like people talking about their insecurities and like they're like just showing you who they are. I was thinking, like, it's weird that Grant doesn't have insecurities because that's just weird that a human doesn't have an insecurity, but not unusual or not like impossible, rather. But with his dad, like, there seems like in his mom, like, just
he's lived a life.
Yeah, like it seems like there's something going on.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you nailed therapy or just got it figured out or whatever. But I could also see like some stuffing of all whatever he's
That's
doing.
what I think.
Because he was good at basketball, he was good at finance or trading, and like he's clearly been successful enough to buy a house and a Ferrari and another car, and like, you know, seems like I got my shit together, dude. You know, so that's either a stuffing of that stuff, which it could be, or Grant's perfect and that's boring.
No, I think it's a stuffing of it, and I started getting really, Nat had said it last week, and then I started really picking up on it when he was talking about the girls that he was having interactions with or his one-on-one date with Dina. You can tell the way he's talking about these girls, you could insert any chick. I don't know who he's talking about. Yeah. He's not getting in there and saying, oh, I really love that Dina shared this because I also want to travel so much.
Yes.
Like, my whole childhood, we were just in Jersey, which is fine, but I didn't get to travel. And then growing up, I've been able to do like anything. Give me something resembling anything that looks like depth and emotional intimacy and everything he's saying about every girl. It's like, oh, I'm glad she opened up and she's nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, teaser alert, Carolina giving mad brat tendencies, but also when everybody was crapping on her for being like, yeah, I'm just unsure, I was like, that's what she's saying. She's saying this dude's got, I don't know who he is. Like, am I just supposed to be like, whoa, yeah, I love you. Ha, you picked me. I'm also supposed to like the guy, right? Like, we're supposed to get married. Like, listen, and this was juxtaposed between her being a brat and maybe crying a little too much and taking advantage of time and like kind of f***ing everybody else out of their moments. Like, and that sucked. And I was bratty. That being said, I think the catalyst and the thing she was complaining about and the thing, more importantly, that everybody else was complaining about her, if that makes sense, was real and genuine, and was this very problem. Was like, I don't know about this dude. He's kind of boring and he's not really giving me anything. And I've had one-on-ones.
I think there's a seedling of validity in that. I think she's also complaining about some other stuff that definitely comes off super bratty that I'm hearing in conjunction with what you're saying. Because she'll sit there and say, you know, I know that I got this great one-on-one date, but now he's out with someone else.
She wants to remind you that she got this thing. But
and like, she's not even grateful for it.
She did it at least twice
100%.
During that, where she like want to make sure you all knew, but then like also feel bad for me, but like also remember that I'm getting everything because look at me and my little Ariana Grande boobies.
Yeah. And she has wasted so much of everyone's time.
Yes.
Yeah, that's been a big bummer.
Listen, it's the only actual emotionality happening on the show right now, so I guess I'm minorly grateful for it. But it's so rude, it's so obnoxious, and it's not what, as a diehard fan, it's not what the show's about, in the sense that I want to tune in and I want to see two people, whether they're going to make it or not. I want to see the inner workings of people becoming vulnerable and having a relationship.
Well, one last thing about Dina, she actually straight up kind of like not calls him out, but when she's like in that boat with him, she does like stop him and say like, yeah, but wouldn't you like it if someone else was here to help you with all of that? Mm-hmm. And he was like, yeah, sure. And listen, it could all be very lovely that like he wants to take on all the responsibility and take care of someone. I'm not saying that can't be like a really beautiful thing in a person. It just seems like the way that he's shutting out all the girls that he has to me conducted a clear pattern. Like,
I feel like I said this before, and now I'm maybe starting to really believe it. And again, not a problem. But he like, because he is successful and has these things, he might want just a trad wife, you know, like traditional.
He totally does. But like, I kind of want him. Well, maybe he has told us and I'm just not listening.
No, he hasn't. That's what I was just going to say after you said this. It's totally fine if you want a trad wife, if you want that 2.4 kids, picket fence, all that's amazing. Get it, boo. But tell us why you want it. Tell us that you want it. Yeah. Tell us anything. You've told us nothing. Yeah. All I know is that you have, you know, your dad struggled with addiction and you own and your mom was like the backbone of the family and you own a Ferrari. That's literally all and you have really white teeth.
And a house. He has a house.
Oh, okay, great.
They told the one girl.
Does he rent it? Does he own it? We don't know. He lives in a house, as far as we know.
Dude.
I'm just saying, we don't know anything about him.
Yeah, totally. I totally understand. If that dude has a Ferrari and does not own a house, we got bigger problems than Grant not telling us anything.
True story.
And you're in finance? My dude, that's
a problem.
Yeah, I don't believe that. I think Grant probably owns his house. That would be my guess.
I did think it was weird on the group date how he like went out of his way, and whether this was a production thing or not, to get Parisa the rocks and then send her home.
Yeah.
Those dots didn't connect for me. But Parisa's going to be amazing on Bachelor in Paradise.
No, I know. Like, I don't like why. And just like on Twitter today, seeing people being like, I'm as a rock girl or as a rock fiend or whatever. He gave her the dumbest rocks.
What?
He did.
People were saying that? Like,
oh yeah. There's a lot of rock people out there.
I'm a rock person.
So if you're into it at all, you're going to recognize, like, you gave me these two little stubs of whatever that, like.
If he gave her crystals, because I was trying to figure out, were these just rocks that he found walking around, or were they actual crystals? Because she showed all her crystal collection on the first episode.
Did it look like he went out into the parking lot? Or what did you say? It's like it looked like he's had a PA out to get a couple.
One tweet
rocks.
said, "No one will be able to convince me that those two rocks didn't come from an intern in the driveway. That an intern didn't find those rocks in the driveway."
Yeah, like that's what it looked like.
Yeah, it was a bummer that like she probably thought in that moment, "Holy shit, he he has been listening to things I've been saying, and he went and got me these things. Like, yeah, I've already had these really like starter rocks, but like also how nice, like out of nowhere. And then to be like, this is your parting gift, really.
Yeah.
Like,
I didn't see that coming. I really didn't.
No, we all knew that she wasn't going to make it to like the final four. Like, we've never had her in one of those spots. We all knew we were going to love her and appreciate her for as long as he allowed us to.
Yes.
But like, I was surprised that she went home within this round. And the thing you said about Rose earlier, yes, I am glad that she made it her own decision to do that and like took it by the balls and was like, no one's sending me home, especially while Carolina gets to stay. But that really would have been like the perfect way for Grant to play this. Rose went home because of this situation, also because of me, because I'm a numbnuts and forgot that I said what I said or whatever. He never addressed it, never apologized. Like, that's just a showing of like character. That was not a good look. You should have sent Carolina packing too. And maybe you didn't because she's good TV. And I applaud you for that because I am actually very excited about next week's episode.
Same.
Those scenes for the next look like it's going to be the most dramatic episode yet. So like, I'm stoked to see that. So great job for me. I should have sent her home to make it even Steven. Problem solved.
Like there's always that episode 4 like that, you know, like there's always that time where you're like, oh, F her, get her out of here, get him out of here.
But sometimes they do.
Yeah, I feel like it happens
more on The Bachelorette. I do.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And the girls do it in front of everyone. Like Hannah Brown is like, and I am gonna do this so everyone can see me kill you.
Yeah.
Moving podiums
in a windmill.
Yeah. I was bummed, not bummed. I was just bummed for her because she doesn't know everything.
Yeah.
Dina is so sweet.
Yeah.
And you can tell she has such a good heart.
Yeah.
When she reached out to Carolina to try to make her feel a part of the group and just be like, girl, listen, I see you. You're getting a bad rap. And then next week she gets done dirty by Carolina. It's like, I didn't want to say this, Dina, but like, see? This is what we were talking about.
Yeah.
This girl will do anyone dirty because she doesn't.
But does that mean Dina and Carolina, are they on the 2-on-1, you think?
No, I think it's another group date, and Carolina.
Not next week. I mean, eventually. Do you think those are?
No, I think Carolina's out next week. I really do.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really? Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I never see her again,
It's too soon.
Yeah, I want her to go out with a bang. Like, I'm again glad you're here, but only so like you can get taken out with the trash and we can all see it.
Do the villains end up at Whore Island, right?
Oh, God,
yeah, and a lot of times the villains at Whore Island, it's so much more relaxed because there's like a dozen dudes and it's not just this one like must get the prize.
Yeah.
Like there's been a few villains that have showed up and have totally
Done a 180. Yeah.
What was that blonde's name?
I can't remember, but
you know who
there's
I'm
been
talking
yes.
about.
And even some of the dudes that you couldn't stand, all of a sudden you're like, not so bad anymore.
Yeah.
I thought it was really interesting that he picked Saraphina for his other one-on-one.
No, I told you she's coming up. Like, listen, my sleeper hit went home.
I thought you
No,
were...
he's liked Saraphina.
Yeah, but a couple of weeks ago, I was like, keep an eye out. I called her Aquafina, but whatever. I said, keep an eye out for her. And I think that date was kind of special. I think she popped up into the top 5, maybe.
Yeah, maybe top 5. I could go with that. I think she had a great showing because she's a great chick.
Yeah.
Again, he showed me nothing. And also, I thought it was really crazy how he wanted her as the brave one jumping off of the bridge.
And he was almost wussed out on it.
Yeah,
totally.
And she was totally calm.
Yeah.
She was just like, let's do this so we can go have some, prosciutto and a fruit, a cheese plate.
Yeah. She seems like she's game for any kind of cool adventure.
Totally.
But also, pretty sure they cut out the part where both of them had to go to the back surgeon and get their back put back together. Like, I don't think that was a bungee. I think that was a make sure you jump out this way far enough so when the
it just
rope
swings.
stops, it doesn't like
there was no give on
very
it.
Jolty. Yeah. I don't know if I'm going on that ride. But yeah, she seemed really cool. I thought it was super funny when he was like, I just feel like when you kiss me, you're not. And she's like, that's my mom. My mom's watching. Like, that was cute and whatever. But then at the end, Grant, inappropriate.
Yeah, he doesn't listen to anyone. He doesn't. Grant's on his own.
And she had to even stop and be like, look at the camera. Sorry, Mom. Like,
yes,
Grant.
he could be having these really special dates with these girls, but because he's not stepping up to the plate, the girls, I think, are carrying the lion's share of the intimacy, opening up, the emotionality of all of it. And so it's fine. They have this fun date. They bungee jump or rope jump, whatever it was. And they're so cute and they look great doing it and all this stuff. But then they get to that dinner portion of everything and they're sitting there over their rubber chicken and he's just listening, not sharing anything. And it's not scratching the itch for me. And all I want is that itch to be scratched.
And I know you've just spent the last 39 minutes saying that he hasn't shared anything and you're not wrong. Like, have you noticed that, with her, he shares a little bit. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Who?
I think he has shared a lot for him with Latia.
Yeah.
She's a final two.
She was so good this episode. I just thought she handled herself. I really love her. A little bit with Carolina. Even though I like Alex for him, I don't think he did it on the date with Alex.
I don't like Alex for him. Not anymore.
They don't make any sense to me anymore.
She's too quirky.
Well, no, but he's just too boring and she's too cool. Like she's really like, what, you don't I mean, she's quirky, yes, but like I just don't think
if she lived in, this might sound horrible, and trust me, everyone out there, I would much rather live outside of the city on a ranch or farm. She can attest. But if she lived in a city, she would be cool. That would be like, oh, you're cool, sexy, kind of hipster pervert girl, like that's hot, whatever. She lives on a farm. So it's like, you're not cool.
Well,
you're
you spend your whole life
weird.
just talking to chickens.
That's weird. And that's what you talk about is butt plugs and
there's no men for 47 miles.
Listen, you missed it because I asked you.
I know, I didn't see what you heard.
Yeah. So do you remember when they were on the group date? And they're riding the donkeys. And like
and subscribe.
Yeah.
I think Grant is starting to be like.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think you're right. But why did we get on her? Why were we talking about?
I think you had said you like Alex for him, but you don't think he's going to pick her. Oh, no,
we were talking about who did he get emotionale with?
Yeah.
He did have, I want to say it was Juliana. I feel like he's had a little bit with her.
That's cannoli. I know we're transitioning.
Yeah, no, that's cannoli. You know what's crazy? I feel like he started off so strong. Like on the first night, I felt like he was having real conversations with these girls and talking about some deeper things. And then it was after episode 1, it was like that guy that you have a really great date with, and then you just have a failure to launch after that, every single date after.
I'm going to do 2 what ifs.
Okay.
What if he came here to be Nick from Love is Blind and get famous?
Oh, yeah.
And be the most famous bachelor in the history of Bachelor and launch a music career. Like, what if he did?
This guy watches 1 season of Love is Blind, and like he's only got
Fish 2.
Well, but you've got 2 people that you refer to, and it's always
Nick and
Hannah.
Nick and Hannah are going to be a
forever reference.
A forever reference meme forever. They're the best. But you got like, so what if that was his intention? Was like, listen, I got a music career. I'm trying to jump off and like, boom, boom, boom. I'm going to go do this thing. They asked me, I'm hot. This is going to be great. That would explain a lot that he's not really looking to walk away with somebody. He just wants the exposure. And then like dropping the album on and they were like, yeah, no, you can't do that. Then he was probably expecting to get more piano dates and like, oh yeah, cool, I can take it from here, violin guy, and singing this, like, and then they were like, you're not here to promote launch your record career. And so maybe he's getting a little bit like, I don't want to do this. And, like, I'll play the game, but I'm out, mentally.
I totally agree with that. So I'm curious what option 2 is.
What was option 2?
You said you were going to give us 2 options.
I know. I can't remember what it was. You're just saying, option 2 is maybe he doesn't like any of these girls. Like maybe he's not.
Okay, well then that's a big problem because this is one of the greatest groups to date that I can remember.
I don't disagree with that 100%. I'm in on that, but that doesn't mean Grant thinks that.
That can't be the case because I do think by the time I think it's going to almost be like a Southern Charm season where nothing's happening, and all of a sudden we got fireworks. The same thing happened this season on The Real Housewives of New York. Nothing was happening, and then bing, bang, boom, we got a show. And so he clearly, in the coming attractions, it showed us the super coming attractions, as Mike would say, super tease. You see he's in a full panic because there are two girls there that he can't choose between. Right. So he does end up growing feelings throughout this process. He's just a slow burn.
Yeah, maybe.
So Carolina, she just fucks up again. They don't get the rose on the group date.
Yeah.
So awful. And then we get our date with Saraphina, and then we're back at the rose ceremony that she, again, torpedoes.
Yeah.
Our sweet Rose goes home. Justice for Rose. She'll get justice in Mexico.
I'm so glad that Juliana took the initiative to take her aside for more than just the reason of telling her, but also because later on Carolina tries to say everyone was jumping on me, and it's no, she actually pulled you aside to not do it in front of everyone. And then even when they came back and everyone wanted to hear about it, Juliana wouldn't answer the question of what they had just spoken about until Carolina gave the A-OK, I'm down to talk about it.
Yeah.
But then it cut right to her interview being everyone's ganging up on me. You love that. You wouldn't have anything to talk about. You wouldn't have any reason to get some more time with Grant if you didn't. But I felt like when Juliana did that, I think that we were all screaming at our TV the key points we would have liked her to hit, and she just really wasn't hitting them. It was very I almost wonder if she kind of like me forgot what she was gonna say or had it all planned out and then got there and was shit. Because I don't really remember Carolina ever really talking down about not respecting Grant. She has said things that are irritating and that seem ungrateful for what the show has given her, the time allotted, and then also does not acknowledge at all that she's stolen time from everyone else. And girls who needed that last 5 minutes just to have one more talk are always gonna be thinking, oh my God, if I had just talked to him this one night, I couldn't tell him that thing that I know we would have connected on or whatever. All of that aside, Juliana just didn't really nail, hit home, I think, what we all were waiting for her to say to Carolina. And it just would have been so many things let me check my notes that Juliana probably wishes she had. She is an emotional drain on the whole group. And Grant as well. And if everyone here is convinced that Grant is here for the right reason, you're complaining that you have no time to meet this guy or get to know this guy who's going to be your husband. Well, this guy has 25 girls to get to know. I'm sure that he has also needed those 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there, and whatever. Never got them. She totally threw Rose under the bus. The house never really held her accountable for that. Show some gratitude for not having to really
answer to the wrath of the house.
They gave her grace on that. They didn't say anything until push came to shove later, just from not just being okay, I'm just going to lay low now. She's still going, still piping off about how she's, I don't like this. And when Carolina says to Juliana, I didn't ask for your opinion. I wish that Juliana would have been you were literally just asking us all, how do we marry this guy that we don't know from the wall, who we've all only spent an accumulative 24 hours with, which also I have to just wonder, when you went to abc.com and you went and hit view shows and you found The Bachelor and you saw the big flashing apply now, when you clicked that and you put your name and your date of birth and answered a bunch of questions about yourself, it's going to sound super crazy, but did you know that thousands of other women also filled out that form? This process, it's super frustrating. We're on, what was it? The 29th season or something? It's something crazy that we were is that a combined Bachelorette and Bachelor? No, that's just The Bachelor. You've watched the show, right? This is a dating show. And I don't know, you think you're so special that the 29th season of rules just shouldn't apply to you?
And even if they shouldn't, it's how we do it.
Yeah.
Play the game by the rules or don't play the game.
Yeah.
Go home.
And I'm with you. All that It's gnarly, but that's why I didn't hit the apply now button.
Well, that and you're in a relationship.
There's also him who totally gets every time I'm like, go to click it, he like lunges in front of the screen and it's like a whole thing.
You have my laundry to do.
Okay. You don't have my you have my editing to do.
I don't even know if this was a strategy, but like if you get my mind going, I'll just start thinking like, is the way that you're going a strategy? She's the one that stated that we only get 24 hours total pretty much before like the day of the engagement. If she figured that out and thought like a strategy would be to take as much time away from other people and also need him. This guy seems like he likes to be needed. Connection is formed through someone needing something.
That would be the brainiest move in Bachelor history.
She's not dumb.
Crazy.
You know, she's many things. I don't think she's daft.
Not at all.
That's just like the process of like not process. That's not what it's called, but like take away
deductive
the time.
reasoning.
Deductive reasoning. You're spending all this time with me. By the end of this, you don't really know anyone but me.
Yeah. No, that's so smart. And if that does happen, then I'm back on.
Team Conchita.
Hell yeah.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I've stated early on, I'm here for the villains. Be a good one. And she is
a good one.
Yeah.
So far.
Legit.
Yeah. I was just bummed that I could not believe that Parisa and Natalie got the boot and Carolina got to stay. I was.
Oh, yeah. No, that's
that
what I'm
was
saying.
una sorpresa.
If he had any real character, to see Rose go home and to say, I'm going to make sure that Rose doesn't go out like that.
In vain.
Yeah, in vain. Exactly. I'm going to send Carolina home too because she is the reason that Rose went home today. I wasn't going to pick her anyways, but like I did kind of screw that up. I had a part in that, and it just would have been a nice way to like close the book on that. And, you know, at least Rose, it was her choice. That's all we have to grab onto. At least it was her choice.
Like, so if that is what Grant wants, right? No drama, kind of traditional house, whatever. And focusing on the no drama part of that, technically, if in his mind, Rose was the one that said the thing, right? Whether she meant it maliciously or just as a friend or just as whatever. In Grant's mind, I told you this thing, and then you told somebody, that's drama. You're starting drama.
Yeah.
All Carolina did was say, I'm upset because this person said this thing that you said, right? Carolina's not starting drama. She's just telling you what happened. She's upset about it, and she's doing her thing. Like, it's causing some, problems with the other girls, but she's not really causing any problems. Do you know what I mean?
But if you are actually...
I'm not saying this from my perspective or as a point of view. I'm saying from Grant's perspective, if he doesn't want trouble, then Rose is the trouble.
Yeah, but if you're being logical about this and doing the math on it,
this is the internet, Courtney. We don't do logic.
I'm just letting you know that math doesn't math. Just by her bringing that to him is starting drama. Handle your stuff with them.
But
don't bring this to me.
Did she bring it, or was she upset and he said, "What's the matter?"
She brought it to him.
Okay.
She straight up brought it.
Like my parents,
she like pranced around all night going.
When I was a kid, if I would go to my parents and be like, "Bobby did this, Betsy stole my whatever," my mom would be like, "I have 3 children, a business, a husband, 125-pound golden retriever, and your grandparents are moving boxes into this house to move in with us as we speak. Figure it out. Yeah. I don't have time for this. Don't bring me this nonsense, kid."
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Yeah.
And that's what Grant should have done. Anyway, wait, should we just quickly, because I'm just curious, we don't need final 4, but just who are like your top 2 now?
I think,
or top 3.
Venture capital, Juliana, as the lady called her on the date, and Saraphina.
Nat.
Zoe, Latia, Carolina. Or not. No, not Carolina.
Whoa.
No.
I just red pilled you.
I know. God damn you, Carolina. You're so good. Zoe, Latia, Juliana.
That's mine. Latia, Zoe, and Juliana.
Yeah. If you had to go down to 2 out of them.
Latia and Juliana.
Yeah.
I said Latia from jump.
Yeah. From jump, I did not. I thought Latia is going to have the religion issue, and that
no
one's talking about it. That would take Grant to actually talk about something that meant anything, and that's clearly.
But
not
for
happening.
the record, when I say Latia, I don't mean that they're going to end up getting married. I just mean because they're not talking about the religion of it all and who's moving out of Utah to Texas. But I do think she's going to be in the final two, Latia.
Yeah.
I don't have a final two yet. Like if I have to pick one of mine, then
Saraphina
and Latia are the two finalists.
I could get behind that.
Seraphina's going to slow roll her way straight into the finals. Not slow roll, late bloomer. She's going to late bloomer her way.
Like he called her a slow burn, and I just don't know if that she burned too slow to like catch up to the other connections that he has. But she got a proper shot. She could have easily gone home without getting a one-on-one and whatever, and like she got as good a shot as any to seal her fate. So that's all we can ask.
Well, that sounds great. Lovely episode.
Yeah, can't wait till next week.
Drums next week.
Yeah,
finally getting some action.
I want to see Grant come down the stairs and be like, Carolina, outside now.
Yeah.
And be like, the buck stops here, lady. You're real cute and all. But
I don't see that. I don't see that.
No, a girl can dream, of course. Grant's not going to do anything to ruffle any feathers anywhere. Grant is the most diplomatic, like he's the ambassador of the globe. Like he's not trying to ruffle feathers anywhere. He's not trying to piss anyone off. He's got another career that he's, feathering. Feathering? That's stupid.
No, I know what you mean because you're feathering the nest.
Yeah, like he's, that.
Yeah.
The nest.
Well, listen, we know you're not into subscribing, Bachelor Nation. We found that out the hard way as our last two videos have -1 subscriber.
Yeah, we're losing business doing this.
If we could get a dose of subscribers on this one, just two, just so we can get those two back, that'd be fantastic.
Yeah.
We love doing it. We love this show. Hopefully.
I really do love this show. There's this part in The Muppets Take Manhattan where Miss
And
Piggy,
there goes our negative subscribers.
where Miss
I heard that Bachelor in Paradise got a new showrunner. So, like, I wonder if they'll do something super cool and kind of move that show along. And then they'll be like, do you have time to do the other shows?
Anyways, like and subscribe. We'll see. Did we do a proper out?
Subscribe.
All right, great. I need some help.
Stick around for Love is Blind. What?